Welcome back to Cities Skylines, Aberdeen. We'll be taking a trip into the old fishing village of Cove, or officially known as Cove Bay. We'll be tying the links between here and Altens, as well as adding to the last of Wellington Road before the A90, and also adding the business parks and new build of Charleston. If you guys, as always, have any suggestions or comments, whack them down below and I'll take a look and credit you with anything, and we'll tackle this ambitious build together. Also, it really helped me out if you liked or shared the video, and most importantly, hit subscribe to keep up to date with everything we do. Twitter details on screen, as always, and I really do hope you enjoy the episode. Cheers, guys! Now, I probably won't have too much to say in this episode, just because Cove Bay is a huge residential area, so a lot of this is literally putting down loads and loads of tiny little roads and building the houses that go alongside those roads. So the main method to this is to put down the main roads first of all, which you can see on the map, and then I use Google Maps to look at the tiny little intricate roads come off and put them down as a best guess, using everything else round as a reference for scale. It's actually a very complicated process, and it looks like I'm doing it quite easily, but I can assure you I was definitely struggling. I will slow down the episode in bits to commentate on what I'm doing, but as I say, most of this is just going to be footage. I'd include this cool little shot which just shows all the houses being developed in the road system of Cove, and I just like the way that you can see it developing with the backdrop of the city. I also start placing down the co-op and some of the schools and libraries and other features that makes Cove unique. You'll also see this is the area where I place down the doctor's surgery just behind it, and there's a small row of shops that I actually eventually get round to putting down as well as the car park area and rough terrain of the area. So this was a challenge that I didn't really expect, but Charleston, the new area just at the side of Cove, doesn't actually exist on my map. To make things worse, it doesn't actually exist in the satellite images of Google Maps either, as it's just too new. There is a rough outline of the road system though, so I was able to use that, and I just had to use my eye to try and work out where I think it would be placed as best as I could. It didn't come out too bad, but it certainly threw me. Now, I say this a lot in every single episode, but it's true, there just isn't the perfect asset for every single real-world thing in the game, and sometimes you just have to do a best match. So I know this Sainsbury's isn't really to scale on the corner of Charleston, and I also use these custom flats to try and give the impression of a new build just as you come into the build. So some of you guys have asked me on Twitter and in the comments, why are there loads of dead roads laying around? Now these little roads that you see dotted about are just markers that I've placed there originally in the first place, just to give me a rough idea of where some of the main roads in the game are. Here I'm actually going to delete some of those guide markers out almost and replace them with the actual road that I'm going to use in the game. Here I'm using a section of the A90 that connects up to Wellington Road and gives an access point into Cove. I actually developed the connection onto the A90, and obviously this is subject to change because when the AWPR gets put into the game, that's going to make a huge difference to that exit. But for now, I'll put it in the old style just so that we can connect traffic. So here I end up placing down some of the landmarks in the village of Cove, such as the church, the parks, also the post office and some of the shops down by the bottom of Cove. Also, I end up moving over to the Wellington Business Park and end up putting some of that stuff there as well. There is a lot of car dealerships over there, but there actually isn't any car dealership assets in the whole of City Skylines, which is pretty crazy. So I ended up just using some car parks and various different things just to make it kind of look the same. Anyway guys, that just about does it for yet another episode of City Skylines Aberdeen. I literally cannot believe how far into this project we are. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. If you are, please do leave a like, comment. Please feel free to share the video around. It all really helps me out. And of course, please hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the latest content coming out from this project. As always, I'm really interested in hearing what you guys think, so please do feel free to hit me up on Twitter or leave a comment down below. I do read through everything, and if your suggestion is really good and makes it into the game, I of course credit you with the idea. And hopefully, we can get through this great big community project together. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Next week's episode, we're going to be venturing into King Kulth and bridging that gap between the south and the city a little bit more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers!